I'm gonna go in and snoop around. You sit tight. Nothing important back there. It's a set of drawers. I couldn't even begin to guess what this stuff is for. I can barely make anything out in here.
It says Gal Friday Publishing.
I'm gonna go in and snoop around. You sit tight. Looks like a love letter, and it's signed Tiffany. Sounds like our boy Ken knew Tiffany after all.
Come on in.
That's an interesting picture up there. I don't recognize the band.
Well, you wouldn't. That was my dad's group. They haven't been together since the 60s.
What happened to them?
They died.
They died, I think.
What?
He never talked about it much.
Who's that man in the photograph?
Him? That's my dad. He and I started this place about 20 years ago. He's retired now, but he pops his head in sometimes.
So, tell me, Ken, why do you have a letter from Tiffany in your desk?
What? What is this? Are you sneaking in here while I'm not around? Is that it?
Maybe I'm just psychic.
Yeah? Well, maybe I'll just call the police.
I just want to find out what happened to Tiffany.
Look, whatever happened to her, it had nothing to do with me.
Maybe you're right, but maybe you can tell me what happened so I can decide for myself?
You're a real piece of work. Fine. Go on. Ask what you want.
So, tell me about Tiffany?
Look, you breathe a word of this, and I'll have the police on you so fast it'll make your head spin.
Lips are sealed.
All right. Yes, I knew Tiffany. You probably guessed that we were involved.
I gathered that.
I was working late. We were doing spots for a new TV commercial, and she volunteered to help out. I thought she just wanted the overtime, but it turns out she wanted something else.
So she came on to you?
Yeah, she wouldn't take no for an answer. Look, I'm a married guy with 2 kids. I know it was wrong. I just couldn't help myself. It was like a drug. Of course, the girl was completely crazy. I should have noticed that right off.
Why do you keep the letter if the relationship is over?
I don't know. Nostalgia, maybe? It was nice at the beginning. She was crazy, but she saw something in me. I suppose I still want to hold on to that. Especially now that she's, gone.
Crazy? How so?
My God, the girl was obsessed. showing up at the office at all hours, stalking me, calling my house at night. She kept saying we were destined to be together, that it was fate. Even when I tried to break it off, she wouldn't take no for an answer. God, what a nightmare. I should have broken it off long before I did.
So you did end things with her?
God, yes. I had to. Even if I wasn't a married man, the woman was a complete head case. Talking about the stars and fate and destiny. She even started calling me Turtle Dove. What a nightmare.
Turtle dove?
So I buckled down and ended it. And she didn't take it well. I had to get a restraining order put on her. I've learned my lesson, that's for sure. No more temps. And definitely no more affairs. My life is with my wife and family.
So you're through with Tiffany completely?
Yes. I'm sorry she's gone, but I'm glad she's out of my life. What a total embarrassment she was.
Well, thanks.
See you around.
Stay close to the door, Red. I'm heading in.
After you, Joey.
Hello again.
What?
Look, you're gonna have to face facts. Ken is through with you.
You're lying. Deep down, he still loves me. He just can't admit it.
He told me himself.
I don't believe you.
You called Ken your turtle dove, right?
That's private. How did you know about that?
He told me himself. All this mooning? He thinks it's pathetic.
What?
It's over, kid. You want my advice? Forget about him and get on with your... Well, you need to get over him is all I'm saying.
No. I need to hear it from him. Just one more time. From him.
Hey, wait a sec.
Let me guess. That was Tiffany.
Why didn't you stop her?
Because I can't touch ghosts?
Right, forget it. Let's just get after her.
Talk to me. Please, just talk to me.
Come on in.
So you're through with Tiffany completely?
Yes. Like I told you, I'm sorry she's gone, but I'm glad she's out of my life.
What?
What a total embarrassment she was.
Embarrassment? Ken, you don't mean that.
Do you mean that?
Of course I do. With that squeaky, lovey-dovey voice and the way she'd throw herself at me in public.
I thought you liked it.
You'd think a guy would like that kind of attention, but she was so needy and desperate about it.
Desperate? I was not desperate. It was fate.
She said we were destined to be together, that it was fate.
I don't believe what I'm hearing. We're supposed to be together. Gavin said so.
I don't know why I didn't end it right then and there, but like an idiot, I just kept being reeled back in.
I gave up everything for you. I gave up my life for you.
She thought I'd give up my entire life for her, but that was crazy. I only hope she found some happiness before she died.
Died? Died? Am I dead to you? Is that it? I can't even look at you. I've got to get out of here. I need air.
Whoa, did you feel that? Feels like the AC kicked in. Anyway, take my advice. You meet a guy you like, don't smother him. He'll just run away.
I'll keep that in mind. Well, I think that's everything. Thanks again, Ken.
Sure. You know, feels kind of good to talk about it. And well, I hope you'll be discreet about it.
Don't worry. Tiffany?
You think I'm pathetic, don't you?
Oh no, not at all.
I do. Why did I act like such a love-struck little girl?
I don't know. We all act stupid sometimes.
Not like this. I couldn't stop myself. Why? Just because Gavin said we should be together?
Gavin, is that the psychic who told you to stick with Ken?
Yeah, and I believed every last word. Why would I believe something so stupid? Ken was all I thought about. When he told me it was over, I was just angry I couldn't be with him. Gavin told me not to worry, that it was destiny, that we'd be together. It took me over. I wouldn't get out of bed. I just stopped.
I'm sorry.
I need to get out of here. How do I get out of here?
Hey, Tiff, I got something for you.
What is it?
It's something to help you on your way.
Just 1 minute. Look at him, working at his desk like nothing's happened. I'm ready. It feels good. The light, I mean. It feels good.
Just head towards it. That's all you need to do.
It feels like Gavin. Isn't that strange? Believing his words, accepting the lie, it felt good. Wonderful. I want to hate him, but I can't. It's like it doesn't matter.
We'll get to the bottom of this. I promise. Do you know where we can find him?
No, he'd come over to my place. He'd talk, and it all seemed so clear. That's all I can remember. It's all fading.
You better go.
Thank you. I don't know what else to say.
No need to thank us. It's what we do.
Well, I guess this is it.
She all taken care of?
Yeah, I think she'll be all right. At least, I hope so. This makes no sense, Joey.
Hey,
Her death, it was so pointless.
who said there had to be a point?
She didn't even like Ken. Not really.
Haven't you ever been in love?
That's not what I mean. You don't just die of a broken heart. Not literally.
Maybe, maybe not. But whoever this Gavin guy is, he put her up to it. I think we owe our friend Lisa another visit.
Yes.
Hi, Lisa?
Oh, it's you. Have you learned anything?
I learned something about Tiffany Walters.
And?
She's dead. Lisa?
Did Gavin kill her? Don't come back until you know for sure.
I've learned something about Gavin and Tiffany.
You have?
I don't want to say it out here on the street. Can I come in?
Yes.
And that's it. Gavin told her to throw herself at this man, and it destroyed her.
Tiffany. You should have seen her when she walked in here. So lost, trying to find her place in life, drifting from job to job, never finding what she wanted. She was a woman who wouldn't let herself be happy.
Was her aura blocked as well?
Look, she needed to believe that her unhappiness was beyond her control. I gave that to her.
You hear that? She's doing a public service.
Judge me if you want, but she came to me.
And then you sent her to Gavin.
Gavin and I have an arrangement.
Which is?
If I have a client who's determined to be unhappy no matter what, I send them to Gavin.
And then they die?
I don't know that, and neither do you. Just because this one died doesn't mean they all do. I gave you 2 names. Look into the other one, and don't come back until you do.
I'll be back. Sneaking through the Columbia campus at night isn't how I envisioned coming back here. Keypad locks, those are new.
Hello? Looks like the coast is clear. It says, remember Waterloo.
There's a keypad on this door. It's full of makeup, nail polish, eyeliner, hairspray. I guess that's college for you. We don't need any of that stuff. There's nothing useful in there. I don't need Jamie's class schedule. This looks like a class schedule. I recognize a bunch of the course codes from when I studied here.
You remember that after all this time?
It wasn't that long ago.
If you say so.
Let's see. She's mostly taking English and history classes.
Uh-huh.
Now this is interesting. She's taking the same writing class that I did.
That's interesting.
Well, it is to me. She's even got the same professor. Pretty typical for a college kid, I guess. Looks like a poster for a band called Epileptic Fish? I've heard of those guys. I'm not sure they play together anymore. It's a small laptop. It's Jamie's class schedule. There's nothing special about it, except that she took the same writing class I did. I'm not here to steal Jamie's things. Besides, I've got no place to put it. This is really old. It's got a cassette player and everything. Does anyone listen to cassette tapes anymore? It must be something she had as a child. Looks like a poster for a band called Epileptic Fish? I've heard of those guys. I'm not sure they play together anymore.
Hello?
Hi, is this Elaine Appleton?
That's me. Who's this?
Rosangela Blackwell. I was in your class around 10 years ago.
Rosangela! Yes, of course I remember you. It's been a long time. I saw you had a book published. Is that right?
Something like that. Do you have a few minutes?
Sure. What can I help you with?
I'm surprised you remember me after all this time.
Well, it was my first year as a professor, and you did stand out.
I did?
The coffee? The cup you spilled all over my desk?
Oh God, I completely forgot about that.
I didn't. I had to let those papers dry out all night.
I wanted to ask about a student of yours, Jamie Graham.
Oh, her, yes. So tragic what happened.
Tragic?
You mean you don't know? She died just last week.
No, I didn't.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to be the one to tell you. Did you know her well?
No, not really. But could I ask you some questions about her?
I'm not sure what I can tell you that I already didn't tell the police, but go ahead.
What can you tell me about Jamie?
I hate to speak ill of her, but she was a disappointment.
How so?
At first, she was very keen about her work. She was a brilliant writer, but that brilliance soon faded. By midterm, she'd show up for class late and hungover, when she showed up at all. And as for what she was wearing, well, let's just say it wasn't appropriate.
What made her brilliant?
She had a way of infecting you with her passion. When she loved something, she could make you love it too. She had a keen interest in Middle Eastern history, so it was no surprise that most of her work had Middle Eastern themes to them. But as I said, that faded with time. She stopped having a passion for much of anything, I think. Such a waste.
What made her brilliant?
Well, like I said, she had a way of infecting you with her passion. When she loved something, she could make you love it too. She had a keen interest in Middle Eastern history, so it was no surprise that most of her work had Middle Eastern themes to them. But as I said, that faded with time. She stopped having a passion for much of anything, I think. Such a waste.
You said she faded. What do you think happened to her?
I don't know. I wish I did. At the time, I figured it was the typical story. Young, sheltered girl comes to the city and gets overwhelmed with the freedom of it all. Most adjust fine. Some, well, don't. I could tell she was troubled, but I learned long ago that it isn't my place to reach out. I remember you being a bit closed off, once upon a time.
Yes, well, we all change. What was wrong with her clothes?
I'm no prude, but what she was wearing should stay in Munray's where it belongs.
Munray's?
It's a nightclub. It's a popular hangout for the students here.
And Jamie went there.
She wore their t-shirts, so I'd assume yes. Although it was more like a half a shirt.
How did Jamie die?
I'm not sure. No foul play, if that's what you're asking. It was a clot in the brain or something like that.
Really?
That's what the police said anyway.
Why were the police involved? If she died by natural causes, why involve them?
I wondered the same thing myself. The detective, a man named Durkin, I believe, wasn't very forthcoming.
Do you know a guy named Jeremy Sams?
No, I don't know anyone with that name.
Do you ever go up to the High Line?
It's gorgeous, isn't it? My husband and I went for a walk there last summer.
But you haven't been back since.
No, we haven't. Why?
Oh, no reason. Have you ever heard of a man named Gavin?
Gavin? Can't say I know any Gavins.
Is there anything else you could tell me about Jamie?
If there's anything specific you'd like to know, just ask.
That's who I'm talking to right now. So what is Munray's like?
I wouldn't know. My clubbing days are long gone. I'd just embarrass myself.
Why were the police involved? If she died by natural causes, why involve them?
I wondered the same thing myself. The detective, a man named Durkin, I believe, wasn't very forthcoming.
I should get going.
Are you still in the city? We should have coffee sometime.
Oh, sure. I'm a bit wrapped up in the story, but maybe after?
Sure. You take care.
Hi, it's Rosangela Blackwell. Remember me?
Yeah, what do you want?
I was just checking in. Any word on Jeremy's murder?
Nothing yet. We're working on it. You got anything for us?
I wanted to talk to you about Jamie Graham.
Who?
Jamie, a Columbia student. I was told you were looking into it.
You get around, don't you?
I think Jamie and Jeremy might be connected. Could we talk somewhere?
Why should I do that?
Look, you owe me, and I might be able to help you out again.
You could, huh?
Like you said, I get around.
What the hell? I need a cup of coffee anyway. You know a place in Alphabet City called Cup of Clay?
I've been there.
Right. See you there.